What's up guys, Javin back with another video. We've all been in the situation where we're getting absolutely psychoed while we're weak, and in this video I'm going to tell you how to handle that. When I get weak, I don't usually get nervous, I usually look at it as an opportunity to catch the opponent off guard. When someone gets you weak, a lot of times they enter tunnel vision mode and they just are absolutely psychoing brainlessly. And so you can use that to your advantage if you know how. If this video helps you out, please consider using code JivinTV in the Fortnite item shop. If you buy something in the shop with your code, post it on your Instagram story and I'll post it on mine as well. Now without further ado, let's get into this video. So we're going to be covering a ton of different scenarios in this video. Let's take a look at this one. So I got absolutely lobby focused, and first thing I did was double layer everything. I protected myself with a ramp and wall and a cone and floor on top. When you're getting sprayed at, make sure you double layer. If you're just holding one wall, sometimes the bullets go through, you know? Especially if you're getting double sprayed at. And so I just try to get in positions that I can heal, but I'm also staying aware of what's going on around me. I saw an opportunity for a free kill and there's a free 50 pot, you know? Most important thing to take away from that is double layer when you're holding from a spray. So here's one of those situations I was talking about where someone gets you weak and you can use it to your advantage. Notice how I immediately branch out and then I look for a shot, you know? I look for them psychoing in and I try to get something. Most important thing is you don't force it. You gotta make sure that you're taking really protected shots. Try to use their psychoing to your advantage, you know? Take an extra careful peek shot, because a lot of times they'll just be hopping through builds not protecting themselves. Check this one out for example. This player knows I'm weak and I hear them get cracked from behind, so I predict that they're just gonna psycho in and try to get the weak guy so that they can get a refresh on health. Sure enough, I got a free kill, you know, he just ran through the door aimlessly. So the other player starts psychoing in as well, thinking I'm weak and just gonna keep running, but instead I turn around and surprise them and get some good damage dealt. That makes the opponent stop psychoing and gives you a chance to heal up. One of the biggest things is don't over prioritize heals. You do want to try to get heals off, like if you can get away and heal without them still pressuring you, yeah, of course do that. That's the safest thing. But if they play like this, you know, they're still psychoing you, while you're tunneling away trying to get heals off, try to look for opportunities where they're not protecting themselves, and then you can sneak a shot in. If you get them damaged, they're gonna go heal, which gives you a chance to heal, and all of a sudden, it's an even fight again. And sometimes while doing this strategy, you can completely destroy them while they least expect it. So I know you're all curious, this is how that fight ended. So this is the general idea of how fights work in the game, you know? You're going at it, somebody's obviously going to take damage, and then they play on the defensive, and the other player who dealt the damage aggresses them like crazy, plays like a psycho. It goes back and forth like that. Then if you deal damage to the psycho, they're going to go heal, and then you turn into the psycho, and you need to be pressuring them a lot. See, they dealt a lot of damage to me, so I'm getting to a safe place to heal, while they're psychoing like crazy. One thing that might help a lot of you out is pay attention to my movement in this game when I'm running from the opponents. How I switch layers, tunnel away, and notice how I never stand still up against a wall with nothing in my box. Even though I have 0 ping, I always expect them to take my wall first try. So I'm always ready to create another box and tunnel away. If anybody ever comes and starts pressuring your wall, don't just stand there and hold the wall or you're gonna die. Even if they don't take it first try, they'll probably take it second or third try, even if they're on 60 ping. You can't expect to stand there and hold your wall forever. So check out what I do in this scenario. I branch out 2 boxes. That way I have room to move and get angles on the opponent. And then the way I clean up this fight is just by baiting them, you know? I make them think that I'm still super weak by starting to pop a big pot and force their psycho nature to come out and just predict them when they're going up and take the shot. So many people play so dumb when you're weak and they're trying to psycho you. You can make them think you're gonna do one thing and then completely just throw them a curveball and catch them off guard. Alright, pay attention to my movement in this situation, it's really good here. Side jumping and switching layers, setting yourself up in a great spot to take peek shots on them from above when they psycho up to you. It's a great strategy to handle psychos. This is one move I do a lot as well, you know, I place ramps behind me while I'm tunneling, and then I randomly turn around and edit the ramp to go for a shot. While it didn't work in that situation, I get tags doing that so many times to give me the health advantage back in a fight. Once I got that big tag in this fight, I just get 1 mini off and I start psychoing because I knew I had the health advantage. Even if it was just like a 25 health advantage, I wanted to take advantage of that. But then rolls in the third party. I knew the third party was going to psycho me like crazy and play kind of brainless. So I bait them with the big pot and go for a distance peek on them to try to deal some damage. Turns out they were already weak. So now let's talk about if you get psychoed in late game on back edge of zone. Weird players do this. I don't know why anybody would want to do that, but this player did. And so the way I handled this was I had a lot of mats, so I just started tunneling, kind of full tunneling over to where I knew there were other players. I led him into other players, that way he would have to start fighting them, I could get ahead and then hold them from the front side of zone. I ended up getting a free win because of that. Once you master this playstyle that I'm talking about, applying pressure to them, leading them into traps, just kind of playing with their brains, you'll stop getting nervous when you're in these situations. Like, I don't get nervous at all anymore. I just know what to do because I have experience playing this style. If you struggle with being psychoed, it's going to take some getting used to, but I'm telling you, this stuff works. Like, this situation here was absolutely hopeless. I had 200 mats and zone pulled so far, and I was being psychoed on edge of zone. But I knew I just had to deal some damage to them to get them off my butt. Once I get that damage dealt, I just start moving to zone, and then I'm chilling, They started actually fighting somebody else in Storm. Crazy. Like, why? So, they ended up dying in Storm, and this guy's loot started going down the water. I got a free refresh and ended up winning the game. I'm not going to be that dumb person fighting out there, And it ended up saving my game. So this player was actually really good at psychoing, he always had his gun out ready to take shots. Any little angle I gave up, he was ready. So I was just playing as passive as possible, trying to protect my angles, get some heals off so that I can deal some damage back, because I was weak. You'll never believe how this ended, I could not believe it. As you can see, I'm going for some shots here and there, trying to take really safe shots, but I just could not hit this player. I don't know if they were cracked or if I was just choking or what. But the principle of me playing defensive here still stands the same. I was protecting my angles, not letting them pickaxe my wall, and trying to hold that wall. I was looking for tags, everything. Here's another thing to note, if you're editing down brick like I'm doing here, you need to reset the floors above you because they can spray through that so fast. So the way this ended was they died in zone, in a 1-tick zone. They even had medkits and everything. I don't know what they were doing. They were such psychos that they never took a break to heal. Crazy. So this fight is a perfect example of the playstyle I'm talking about. Even though I'm weak here, I'm not immediately healing. Instead, I'm trying to read what my opponent's doing. I want to be able to track my opponent the entire time so that they can't surprise me from some weird angle. Once I find them, I just want to keep them in my sights. I go for some heals, I'm tunneling out, trying to lead them into traps. Set them up into perfect places for peek shots. I'm not holding my walls because I don't trust that I have lower ping. I never think that way. But eventually, after enough running, I'm able to catch them from an angle they don't expect and win the fight. In the next example, he's pressuring my wall and I go for a sneaky shot before exiting the box that he's pressuring. Sometimes you can catch him off guard like that. And then the thing I really want to point out is this counter peek that I take. If someone gets a cone in your box, you can go for a peek shot from behind the cone. You just need to duck behind it fast enough and take a peek shot from back there. I do it right here. That's how I gained control in the fight, and then I was just able to finish it up by spraying at his wall and aiming at him while I'm spraying at it. This last example is one of my favorites. He was psychoing me for so long, bro. I started getting emotional. But while this is going on, let's just do a quick recap on everything we learned. If somebody's pressuring your wall, do not stand there and hold the wall, or else eventually they're going to get it and just clap you. You can go for pre-fires through walls to deal some sneaky damage, but make sure that you have a quick escape, because if you go for the pre-fire, that means you're not holding the wall and they're going to take it from you. So you need to be ready to get out of there. That's a good way to get a health advantage in a fight. When you're weak and running away from them, make sure that you're keeping track of where they are and trying to lead them into bad positions for them so that you can go for peek shots on them. Maybe try to get them to go through your builds and, go for a sneaky shot before they can get out. The way fights work is if one person gets weak in a fight, the other person should be psychoing them. But if you can deal some damage back to them, they're going to go heal, which gives you a chance to heal or just keep on pressuring them back. It's a counter, back and forth psychoing and playing defensive, Sometimes all you need to do is deal 50 damage to them, and then they'll go heal, which gives you a chance to heal or just disengage. If a third party comes, expect them to play like psychos, they might just be trying to get in, which means they might be playing kind of stupid. So you can oftentimes get some cheeky shots on them and maybe get a kill or just give yourself a chance to heal or disengage. That's pretty much how fights work in Fortnite. If you're just running the entire time, never applying pressure back, the fight is not going to go well for you. If people are psychoing you, you need to deal some damage back or it's never gonna end. Instead of complaining about psychos being psychos, figure out how you can counter them and turn it against them. It takes practice, but once you master it, you'll be chillin'. Hope this helped you out. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.